Laser cutting and acrylic bending. Prototyping steps. First, we had to practice using the laser cutter by cutting a finger-jointed box. To do so, we created our design using makercase.com, then printed the pattern on a piece of cardboard using the laser cutter. After cutting out the 6 pieces, we folded the pieces into a box by fitting the finger joints like so. After we familiarized ourselves with the laser cutting process, we started to sketch our phone stand design using Adobe Illustrator. Here is our original design for the phone stand. We set the lines to be colored red and with a width of 0.0001 pixels. This way, the laser cutter would be able to detect the design. Before laser cutting on acrylic, we tested out the design on a cardboard prototype. After careful observation, we decided to adjust our design to make it look more aesthetic and functional. Now that we finalized our design, we decided to directly laser cut it onto an acrylic piece. Here is our laser cut acrylic piece before bending. Next, in order to make the phone stand actually stand and hold the phone, we used acrylic bending techniques to curve the flat acrylic cutout. During acrylic bending, we heated up the acrylic piece at the line where the bending will occur. After waiting around 1.5 minutes, we bent the piece against the wooden block to ensure that it remains flat. When bending at angles greater than 90 degrees, we would have to fold the piece with only one side against the wooden block rather than both sides. Here is our final phone stand model. Then we created a wooden phone stand design using Adobe Illustrator, which contains a living hinge. We then laser cut the design onto a wooden piece to form the final phone stand. The main function of our phone stand design is to act as a charging station while holding the phone. One of the added features includes compatibility with any sized phone. The phone stand design also ensures that there is enough space between the bottom of the phone and the base of the phone stand to prevent the charging wire from getting damaged. Additionally, we designed the Duke logo on the back for aesthetic purposes and for the wire to pass through. Obstacles and how we addressed them. When we first created our acrylic cutout and bent the piece, our design had the Duke logo positioned too high, which meant that we had to bend the acrylic where the logo was. As a result, the middle of the logo, which was only connected to the rest of the acrylic by weak points, fell apart and broke. Thus, we had to alter our design once more and move the logo lower.
One obstacle we faced while building the wooden phone stand was with the living hinges. We found out the living hinges have to be pretty big in order for the wood to bend. We changed our design so that it allowed for a bigger wooden hinge.
Reflecting on our design, several questions arise. Which tools seem well suited to making phone stands and why? What design features, if any, point you towards a tool?
Laser cutting was essential for our phone stand to function as a charging station as well. It allowed cutouts to be made, otherwise very difficult. The wood and acrylic have many advantages and disadvantages. The acrylic was much sturdier, but much harder to bend. The wood, on the other hand, was slightly weaker. However, it was much easier to bend with the living hinges and also offered a different aesthetic.